Perfect. All right, gang. Awesome. Actually, really quickly, before we start, there's an extra thing you will need today for later for our exercises, and that is a pillow or a rolled up towel, a rolled up sweater, something that you can use that's about the size of a small pillow. So you might want to grab that now while you have a quick moment before we start.
Okay.
There we go. All right. So while the last couple of you just finished up grabbing that, just a quick reminder, we've had some wonderful socializing at the beginning. Now we are going to dial in, focus hard on our exercises until we have a rest time and then at stretch time. Okay, we've been working really, really hard. You guys have been doing awesome. Another reminder that if someone comes into your space to talk to you, or your phone rings, or there's any noise on your end, to please put yourself on mute so it is not disruptive. And as always, remember that this class is for you, and it is up to you to gauge and monitor your intensity and what you do. So we've talked about 2 good questions to ask yourself right now are, how much energy do I have today? What is my breathing like? And those 2 things, we've sometimes done it on a scale out of 10, can kind of determine what you do today. Now, all that being said, let's get some work in. So we're actually going to just start by lifting up your heels and lowering them back down. So my heels come up, I'm up on my toes, and then I lower my heels back down. So it's an up and down. Now, you might remember one of this exercise is one of your toe exercises that we've done in one of our first education sessions on the Wednesday. But I also wanted to remind you about this particular exercise because this is also called foot pumping. The more you can get your foot moving, the more it actually helps your body get swelling out of your lower limbs. So some of you that struggle with either bit of neuropathy or swelling, you might have heard it called edema. This kind of stuff is great to help flush it out. Now, as your feet keep moving, I want you to reach out in front and then back. So just reach out in front and back. So grab something in front of you. It's probably not a speck of dust because we washed those walls a couple weeks ago. And let's just get that hand starting to move. And that coordination piece is a little bit tough. Keep the feet going up and down as you slowly reach one arm out in front and then switch. Excellent. All right, so we're going to reach out in front. 1, 2, and then out to the side. 1, 2. So in front, 1, 2, to the side, 1, 2. Out in front, 1, 2, to the side, 1, 2. All right, now instead of lifting up your heels, we're going to keep your heels down and lift up your toes. And by lifting up the toes, I also want that ball of your foot to come up off the ground if you can. So kind of like you're just tapping your foot to the music. I know some of you keep music going in your head all day. It's a great time to use it. So tapping those toes up and down, reaching forward and then to the side. Good. Let's bring our attention back to our breathing pattern. We're doing our best to breathe in and then making sure to breathe out through pursed lips to stay in control of our breath. Now keep your feet tapping. Hands on the belly. We're going to pull open the hands and then back. You might notice the front of your lower leg, so that shin muscle getting sore or tired.
Yeah.
So that's an important part of your body to strengthen. Keeps you lifting up your toes so it's not catching on anything. You're less likely to stumble over your feet. And it also helps reduce that knee pain. All right, but let's rest those feet. So now take one foot, you're gonna cross it over top of the other ankle, uncross, and then switch. So it's a cross, uncross, then switch feet. Cross, uncross, switch feet. Cross, uncross, switch feet. Cross, uncross, switch feet.
Well, how many hours a day do you practice these new routines so that you can make us go haywire?
Hours. I don't sleep, I just practice. Now we're circling one hand at a time. So keep crossing and uncrossing that foot. Circle and then circle. Even though your arm wants to keep circling, do just one and then switch. And again, bring attention back to that breath. Breathing out through pursed lips, trying to take in that deeper, slower breath as best you can. All right, and now we're just marching those feet. We're going to circle with one hand. 1, 2, and then switch. 1, 2, then switch. 1, 2, 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 switch. All right, if you can, I want you to keep moving your arms in that same 1-2 pattern. And I want you to try to just slightly pick up the speed of your feet. So now if you can, you're marching just a little bit faster, but your arms are still doing that slow 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now slow down those feet. Arms are still going. 1, 2, 1, 2. And let's change direction of that circle. 1, 2, 1, 2, and speed up your feet if you can. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and rest. Boy, oh boy, team. All right. I want you to keep your arms moving if you can. So again, based on your energy and on how your breathing is today, remember there's those couple different factors that increase your intensity, which means it's more energy, more oxygen is needed. So the more body parts moving, the faster you go. If you use resistance, standing versus sitting, and range of motion. So if moving from that shoulder is a bit tough, move just from that elbow. Okay, that's a way of reducing that intensity. All right, now we're gonna step your heel forward. So it's a 1, 2, back, 2. 1, 2, back, 2. So I'm just extending my leg to put my heel out in front of me. And my toes are still pointed up to the ceiling when I step them out. 1, 2, back, 2. 1, 2, back, 2.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I think I got some circuits blown.
Me too.
Me too.
Wow.
Well, now get ready for this one. I want you to alternate. Which foot steps forward first? So it's helpful to think of that last foot you bring back, step that foot forward first now. And then that last foot I bring back, it now steps forward first.
You were bored last week, weren't you?
Insomnia.
Must have had a good weekend. Think of all these things.
That's right. So keep going, pay attention to your breathing, do your best with the movement. Remember to breathe out through pursed lips. There. All right. Now, if you can, keep your arms moving, whatever that looks like to you. And now what we're going to do is we're going to point our toe out to the side. And I want that leg to rotate a little bit, as long as that feels okay on your hip. So rather than opening up, I just want you touching out to the side. That knee should come in slightly and then back in. So touch out to that side. Might feel a little bit tight in the hip, but it shouldn't be sore. And if you can, keep your arms moving. And again, some of you need less body parts moving at a time, and that's okay. Good, and focus on that breathing pattern. We're breathing out through pursed lips, breathing in slow and deep as best you can. There we go. Good, and we're doing just a couple more. Keep that foot tapping out to the side. Try to keep your arms moving. And rest. Excellent job, gang. Now, right now is a great chance for a sip of water. Trying to get you drinking more and more water throughout class. All right. Now, I did, for those of you that were on, I did ask everyone to grab either a pillow, a rolled up towel, rolled up sweater, something that we can use. And the first thing we're going to do is actually put it between our knees. Now, quite a few of you have done this exercise before. I like it because it's fantastic for strengthening your hips. So using whatever you're using, place it between the knees. My feet are firmly on the ground and we're sitting up tall. Now there's a two-step process, a three-step process. Step 1, tighten those glutes, just like you're crushing a walnut. Step 2 is to squeeze your knees together and hold. And step 3 is to push your arms out, in, and then you get to relax everything. So step 1, glutes. Step 2, squeeze. And step 3, push. Relax. Glutes, squeeze, push, and then relax. Glutes, squeeze, push, and relax. Glutes, squeeze, push, and then relax. Glutes, squeeze, push, and relax. Glutes, squeeze, push, and relax. And again, you're in charge of how hard you squeeze. Glutes, squeeze, push, and relax. Glutes, squeeze, push, and relax. And then once more, glutes, squeeze, push, and relax. There we go, team. All right. just put that, whatever object you're using, just put it to the side because we are going to repeat that today. Lucky, lucky you. And right from there, I'd like everyone to grab their resistance band. And while I'm thinking of it, I think it was you, Janet, who tried to message me at the very end of class last week. Just make sure you connect with me during stretch time today, okay? Perfect. So take your band, put it around the bottom of your feet. Now, this next one depends on how your shoulder feels. So remember, we want to keep that chest up. Now, normally we do a lot of pulling back. What I want you to try today, as long as your shoulder feels okay, is I want you to get your elbows out slightly so that when we pull back, instead of pulling in tight, those elbows pull back and you can still feel your shoulder blades squeezing together. Can everyone see that difference? First
Yes.
from
Oh,
here, wings up slightly. So again, you need to find that balance where you can feel it between your shoulder blades. It's a more challenging movement, but there is no pain in your shoulder. Okay, so let's give it a go together. We're pulling.
Where do the feet go? Are they straight down or are they out a bit?
So what I normally do for any sort of pulling with the band on my feet is I still have my feet, my toes pointed up with my heels on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, and that just helps me anchor the band. So again, pull, elbows are slightly out to the side, wherever feels best for you, and then slowly bring it back. So again, keep that chest up, slightly leaning forward, pull. And again, you shouldn't feel like your shoulders come up to your ears and down. Pull, feel that right between your shoulder blades and back. And again, this isn't a good exercise for all of you. So if your shoulder or neck does not appreciate that new movement, that's okay. Just keep those elbows tucked in and pull like we normally do. It's all about finding whatever works best for us today. So it's helpful to breathe out as you pull. Those elbows slightly flared up. Excellent job, gang. And we're going to do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Take that band out from under your feet. So I want you to remember, we've done 2 exercises so far. That's the start of a sequence, and I'm going to challenge you to be able to repeat those exercises. Okay? So our 3rd exercise, you can do this seated or standing. Standing is going to work more on your balance, and if that doesn't feel right for you today, then remain seated. The movement is exactly the same. All we're going to do is slowly lift up one knee while the other foot pushes down into the ground. And you should actually feel on the non-lifting leg, you should feel those muscles, the hamstring underneath, maybe even that glute. You should feel those muscles engage. It's like you're stepping up on a stair and then down. So again, I'm slowly lifting up one knee and my other leg is pushing down into the ground, and then slowly switch. If I'm standing, it's the same thing. Make sure you have balance support close by. And all we're doing is slowly lifting that knee as my other leg pushes down into the ground. And then slowly lower and switch. So again, you choose what feels best for you. Please make sure you've got your chair or a table beside you for that balance support as needed. And slow and controlled is the name of the game. Excellent. And it's easy to just lift the knee without pushing down with the other leg. So you have got to focus on that piece. One foot pushes down, the other lifts up, down, and switch. One foot pushes down, the other lifts up, down, and switch. One pushes down, the other lifts up, down, and switch. Excellent job, team. All right. Now from there, we've worked on our hip strength, getting everything strong and stable. We've given those legs a bit of a rest, worked on stabilizing our shoulders and upper back. And now we've worked a bit on that balance. And again, stabilizing the hips. So we're going to put it all together. You are going to take your weight. Now I want that weight, if you are standing up, I want that weight right in front of your chest. So not against your chest, it's slightly out in front. We're going to put our creative hats on and pretend we have a plate on the top of our head. And the goal, just like we practiced, tighten the core, tighten those glutes. And can we stand straight up without leaning forward? And then come straight back down. You are going to do between 1 and 10 of those. Slow. So again, choose what is best for you. Tighten everything, slowly stand up. Now, if standing up is not for your body today, all I'm going to get you to do is, again, hold the weight here. Do all those same principles of tighten the core, tighten the glutes, and you're going to push your feet into the ground as if you're going to stand up, this time without leaning forward, and then relax. So again, get all those same muscles engaging, press those feet into the floor, and then relax. Again, focus really hard on, okay, that plate is on my head. And if I shift and I'm not strong and stable, that plate's gonna fall.
Real slow.
Coming straight up. Now, it might be a little bit tough on your knees for some of you. In that case, I want you to have your starting point slightly in front and then just stay in that position. Because again, it's all about limiting how much your body moves throughout the movement. Now, I think that is at least 10 for everybody, or however many you were doing. So relax there. Again, grab a sip of water. Now, at this point in class, you might need a quick rest. Remember that recovery position is hands or forearms on your thighs or on your hair if you're standing up, as long as that chest stays up. And then you're just trying to get control of that breathing. So breathing in and then out through pursed lips. Now, what was the first exercise of our sequence?
The pillow.
The pillow. Yeah.
You got it. So we've got that
Resting our head
pillow.
on the table, right?
If that's what you need. All right, gang, we're doing 10. And now for this one, the second movement, if you felt like pushing the arms out felt really good, you're welcome to incorporate your weight now. You can hold the weight, but remember, increasing resistance increases intensity, which increases the need for oxygen, okay? So 3 steps. Glutes clench tight, squeeze your knees together, push the weight out, in, relax. Glutes, knees, push, back and relax. Glutes, knees, push, back, relax. Glutes, knees, push, back and relax. Glutes, squeeze, 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 push, back and relax. Now put that weight to the side, put that pillow to the side, and grab your resistance band. You guys are looking fantastic. So again, I've got my heels on the ground, the toes are pointed up, the band goes around the bottom of my feet. And you are either pulling, keeping your elbows tight into your body, or the elbows come up as you pull. Those shoulder blades should be pulling together. And then down, pull. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and down. Pull. And back down. Pull. And back down. Remember, if an exercise doesn't feel right, please, please let me know. More than happy to give you extra information, extra support. Find what works for you. Pull, hold, and relax. Pull, hold, relax. Good. Pull, hold, relax. Excellent. And let's try for 3 more. Relax, pull, hold, and relax. Pull, hold, relax. And last one, pull, hold, relax. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Excellent. Take that band, put it to the side. What was the next one?
Stand up,
Stand up.
leg up,
Leg up.
leg up.
Leg up, not the stand up yet. So unless you're doing it standing, absolutely. But it's lifting one knee as the other pushes down. You should feel those muscles tighten up and down slow and switch. If you're standing, please have some balance support close by. And the movement is the same, slowly lifting up one leg as the other pushes down into the ground. There we go. Push down into the ground to lift the other up. Great job, gang. Quick reminder, take a look at your breathing. Make sure you're still trying to take those deeper breaths as best you can and breathing out through pursed lips. Got a couple more here. Once more on each leg. And final one. There we go. You can shake out those legs if they need it. Now we've got that last one.
Standing up with the weight.
Down.
Standing up and sitting down. Good memory. So again, holding that weight slightly out in front of you. If you're not standing up today, then make sure you're pressing your feet into the ground. All those muscles engage and then you relax. Otherwise, it's clenching everything tight to slowly stand up from that chair, balancing that plate on your head and sitting back down, all without dropping it. Now, it's highly recommended you can grab a plate and actually put it on your head to practice this. And
don't
even
have
more
enough plates,
clearly,
I break them all.
and even more clearly, that was a joke.
I hope so.
No broken plates today, gang. Good, so tense everything to stand up. And if you ever find there's quite a bit of pressure on your knees, you should find that tensing everything up actually helps take pressure off those knees. And again, if your knees are feeling unhappy, practice clenching everything and then relaxing without actually standing up. And maintain that breathing pattern. Now I was doing really good and I've lost it. What number are we at?
9.
9. Thank you. Some of you may already be done for whatever you could do today or in that series of movement. And rest. Whew. Boy, oh boy, gang. That sure was fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, only because I'm in a right mood today, what was the first exercise?
The pillow.
Pillow.
Grab
Pillow.
that pillow. I promise there will not be a fourth set. All right. 3-step exercise, and it's glutes, knees, push, back and relax. Glutes, knees, push, back and relax. Glutes, knees, push, and relax. Glutes, knees, push, back and relax. Glutes, knees, push, back and relax. We're halfway. Glutes, knees, push, back and relax. 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 2 more. Glutes, knees, push, back and relax. Last one. Glutes, knees, push, back and relax. Awesome, awesome. Number 2,
The band.
the bend.
Under the
That's
feet.
going around our feet. And we're doing just 10. Keep track of that breathing and pull our elbows out to the side if you can, and down. Remember, they're not up, they're a little bit below your shoulders, but a little bit flared out compared to keeping them tight to your body. Pull those shoulder blades together, slowly relax. Pull, slowly relax. Pull, slowly relax. Pull, slowly relax. Pull. Good. 2 more. Pull. Slowly relax. And last one, pull. Slowly relax. Excellent, team. Number 3.
Right on the head.
Number 3 is slowly get that knee up as the other leg pushes down into the ground. You are seated or standing, whatever feels best for you. Slowly lift, the other pushes down and down. Maintain that breathing pattern. We're focusing a little bit more on our muscle activation, that strength component today, as you may have noticed. So the goal is to get a little bit more tired muscles versus feeling out of breath compared to some of that cardio exercise, which we're going to get into after this. So nobody misses out.
Okay, I dropped a nice scoop today. I've done mine.
Okay.
Spent 20 minutes trying to get that thing off the floor.
Oh, Terry.
Then it disappeared.
Slowly lift that knee, push the other down. Slowly bring it back down. We got one last one per leg. And final one. Push, push, push as the other leg lifts. And relax. All right, team. Number 4.
Standing up.
Brilliant. That's right. So you can use the weight or not. So find something that's challenging yet doable for you and go. So either tensing up and just pressing your feet into the ground hard, 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 and then relax, or you're slowly pushing yourself up and slowly coming down. Slowly push yourself up and down. There we go. And relax. There we go, team. So again, keep track of your body. This might be a time where you need to just focus on your recovery breathing, have a bit of a rest, okay?
I changed my name to Charles Atlas.
To Charles Atlas.
After
She's
those
too young.
exercises.
Joe probably doesn't know who he is.
You won't know who he is, Jill.
He's too young. You're too young, Jill.
Way too young.
That's funny.
Only the older people would know that one.
Oh, okay.
You have to be
remember.
really old. You have to be really old.
He was before Arnold.
Oh, you know, it's
Try going with
ironic.
Arnold, yeah.
What's ironic is the first atlas I thought of is it the Greek or Roman? But the mythology of Atlas the Titan having to continuously push, hold up the sky.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That guy held up the world.
Yes.
The world, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
That's
learned
right.
something today, Joe.
You'll have to Google it, Jill.
Now I wonder if Charles Atlas was his real name.
Right.
Maybe he changed it.
Yeah.
Was he the fellow who was someone kicked sand in their face because he
Yeah,
was
the little
out
skinny guy on the beach.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
90-pound
He
week.
lost his girlfriend, so he thought, I'm gonna beef up.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm familiar with that story, but I didn't know the name
Before and
along with
after.
it. Boy, oh boy. All right, that was an excellent little break. Thank you, Barry. Hopefully everyone's feeling a little recovered. Because now that we've got all those muscles fired up, let's start challenging the lungs a little bit more. So here's what it's going to look like. Your goal is to work at a steady pace for either 30 seconds or longer. I'm going to call out every 30-second intervals. Your job is to keep track of how you feel. Don't let your breathing get above a 5 or 6 out of 10. So in this case, 10 out of 10 would be, I'm really struggling. I can't even take a full breath. So 5 or 6 is you're breathing a little harder, but you can still take in that full breath. Okay. And so we're working on that endurance. Now, 30-second increments, you can decide. You can go, well, I'm going to challenge myself to go for a minute today, or 30 seconds, or a minute and a half. And then you know there's 30 seconds of rest time. So just do what you can. And as soon as you get above that 5 or 6, okay, that's your sign to take a rest, bring it back down. Everyone got it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So
Standing?
standing or seated, you decide what's best for you. We are just marching. Now again, multiple body parts means more energy, more oxygen is needed. You are welcome to get just your arms moving. You're welcome to get just your legs moving, or you can alternate every 30 seconds. So again, challenging yet doable. That is our motto. You are not in competition with anybody. You are here for you and your health. And I'm super proud of you for being here. That is 30 seconds. So maintain that steady breathing as best you can. Remember to breathe out through pursed lips. Now, mentally, this can be a bit challenging because we're just doing a monotonous thing, but it is a good test for where your endurance is at. Because remember, our goal before increasing intensity is increasing how long we're able to do a movement for. That's 30 seconds. We're a little bit over it. Oops. So maintain that steady breathing. Just move within your ability. And remember, when you need to rest, pause. You can get into that recovery position. You can do your recovery breathing. 30 seconds.
That's the longest 30 seconds I've ever had.
I promise you it was 30. These 30
Never
seconds
said
get
which 30 it
longer and
was.
longer. Now remember, you can work for a little bit and then rest for a little bit. Do what's best for you. That's 30 seconds. So whether it's 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, maybe a minute of work, 30 seconds of rest. I will call out every time we hit a 30-second mark. Your job is to keep breathing and to pay attention to what your body needs. 30 seconds. And it's fun to do this stuff every once in a while so that you can keep track of your improvement and where you're at. Great job, team. And 30 seconds. Perfect, perfect. And I know mentally this gets a little bit tough, but you're doing awesome. This gives you a good guideline for what to do in your off days, maybe for if you're starting a new walking program, kind of that on-off, whatever that looks like to you. If you're not able to go for a walk, but you did want to do something that is similar, This is a great start. 30 seconds. We've only got 2 more intervals left. Sounds like someone's marching through a kitchen.
Yeah.
But it's not all the time. And 30 seconds. One last interval if you can, team. Unless this is your rest interval, then that's awesome as well. Keep up that breathing. Woohoo! Last couple of seconds. And 30 seconds. Time. Woohoo! Awesome job, everybody.
2 full minutes.
So remember, if you have been tracking when we do stuff like this, because there's been a couple moments in the last few weeks where I've given you the option of writing things down, this is a good one to write down. We went for 4 minutes nonstop.
Ooh. Good stuff. Yay.
Absolutely. Awesome job. And lots of fun,
Oh, yeah.
depending on your perspective.
You got a pretty poor perspective, do I?
Sometimes. So let's get into a little bit of stretching. Because it is
We
stretch
love you,
time,
Fran.
it is now kind of open grounds for more socializing. Okay, thank you for working so hard up to this point. You guys are doing awesome. Very proud of you all. So lift up that elbow if you can and gently just press it up with the other arm.
Ow.
Five minutes is the goal.
There you go. That's a great goal. Yep, keep working up to it. And you can slowly switch arms. I have one client that I work with one-on-one over Zoom, and she is 90 years old and walks with a walker and been working hard at her mobility, and she's the last year has kept wanting to walk more and more. So we would always do a little lap around her house. She has a worker with her, so she'd do a lap around her little island and come back to her chair. And last week, we've steadily increased it to 2 laps. And last week, the Monday, she hit 3 laps, and the Wednesday, she did 5 laps.
Awesome.
With a little
For
rest
her.
in between, but oh my goodness. There's your inspiration for the day, gang. It was
Go outside
amazing.
now, Jill? Did you go outside?
What's the inspiration to be nice?
Stretch that leg out. Well, right. The inspiration is that improvement comes with consistency.
Does she have COPD or just old?
Not COPD, but a couple of other conditions for sure that limit her mobility and energy and breathing.
Right. Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember when I was learning to walk again, the first day that I started to walk, I only walked a few feet. The second day I walked 40 feet, and the third day I walked all around the hospital island. And by the end of the week, I was doing 2 laps.
Yeah.
Once you get up on your feet, it improves quickly.
Wow.
Yeah, everyone has I call it the plateau. And not to say that it's not a stagnate. It's just there's always a period of you'll notice yourself improve a lot, and then you kind of reach that steady state, and you have to be patient, keep working at it, and then you'll hit another piece of that not bigger improvement, but the improvement that you really notice. Switch which
Yeah.
leg, is stretched out in front of you. But it's that kind of plateau time that's sometimes mentally hard to stick with, because you sometimes feel like, well, I've been working so hard and now I'm not improving. But that's just kind of how your body works. You can't have an infinite incline of improvement. There's
No,
little
it's half-
stages.
It's more than half mental.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's why I try to tell you guys every class that I'm so happy and so proud of you for making it on to class, because
Wish I
you're
could catch
putting
everyone, it
in
just
the
doesn't work.
consistent work. Oh, for sure. Yeah, and things come up, and I understand that. And be kind to yourself. You're making the effort.
Trying.
Absolutely.
If you want to
Oh.
make a difference, it'll happen for you.
Yep. There you go. Slowly come up. We're actually going to just drop one leg back behind us, or you can turn sideways in your chair, or as someone mentioned last week, if you'd rather do it standing, just one foot in front of the other. Okay, so whatever one of those feels best for you, you do that. How's everybody feeling overall today?
Great.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Good
Yep.
declared.
Good. And your legs might feel a bit more tired than normal, gang, because that was very leg heavy today.
Yeah.
I'll make sure we do more arms, upper body on Thursday.
So I got a question for you.
Yes.
I've got a sore arm and shoulder ever since I got my second shot
Yep.
6 months ago, and it's still really bad. And I just wonder if anybody's ever run into that.
Nope.
Oh, geez. Switch
can-
legs.
I can still feel my arm. I mean, it,
I can hardly lift my arm sometimes.
oh, not like that.
And then I'm booked for a fourth, and I'm scared to go and get it. Gonna get in the other arm, and I won't have any use out of two arms.
So when did it start hurting, after the first shot or the second or the third?
I got Moderna, the boost, the first booster shot I got.
You
Oh,
know
yeah.
2
what,
times I got Pfizer, next one I got Moderna, and that's when it happened.
you know what I wondered is where they put the needle into the muscle,
That's
if
what
they didn't go up high enough.
That's what the doctor
That's what the
thinks.
doctor says. It says it's gonna take time, but I don't know, it doesn't seem to be getting any better.
It was a bit too low, your doctor was saying.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I had my booster this morning, and the guy was insistent on getting as high up on the muscle as possible.
Yeah, well, that's where I think he put it. It was right up in here.
Could they have hit a nerve, Jill?
Must have got a nerve or something. Anyway,
Yeah. Is there any difference to the touch around the area?
yeah, it's
is
still
there,
sore, right around the top of my shoulder.
yeah, and does it feel any different than the rest of your arm?
It's the worst.
Tender?
Because it's sore, is it
My
is it
arm ache.
hard?
I'm sorry?
Oh, is it hard at all, Rick? Like, is there a spot in that arm where it feels firmer to the touch than the rest?
No, it's all about the same. But my arm aches at night and wakes me up during the night. Just aches.
Okay. Okay, and so right from there, gang, let's just pull open the arms and hold that stretch. Have you gotten any heat on it, Rick?
I've tried heat, and he put me on prednisone for a little bit, and that helped
Yeah.
when I was on prednisone. Then when I went off it, went back to the same.
Oh,
Okay,
I
gotcha.
don't know. I'll try the next one, I guess, but I might go back to Pfizer.
So I wonder if this would help, Rick. So everyone keep holding that and just do your steady breathing. And Rick, if you take your one hand, so on the sore shoulder, take your other hand and reach kind of in that armpit area. Do you remember you were at education when we did this?
It was a golf ball.
No? Okay. So it's your right arm that's sore?
No, my right arm's good.
Okay, so make sure your right arm is reaching under your left arm. You want to kind of poke around. If I come close to the camera, and anyone whose shoulder is sore today, it's a good one to do. So this, it's kind of at the crease of the armpit at the back, and you just kind of gently poke. And on most people, it feels a bit sore back there. Is that tender at all, Rick?
No, it isn't. It's more on the side and the top of my shoulder.
Yeah, I was just seeing if we could work around it without poking at a sore spot.
No,
So it's
yeah.
not tender at all, kind of in that muscle.
no,
Okay. Okay, and then what about at the front of the shoulder? You've kind of got the bony part of the shoulder, and then just to the inside, kind of where that pec muscle is that sore?
no.
Yes.
Just right-
I knew some of you would find that sore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's more on the top of my shoulder and just down towards my muscle.
Yeah.
My arm.
Okay. Yeah, and not painful. When I say sore, like there's a difference between it being like, ooh, that really hurts, and it just being like, oh, that's fun to poke.
Well, if I put the top of my shoulder in, push it in, it's sore.
Oh yeah, that's the painful bit. That's the painful bit for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
poke the tendon.
Yeah, sometimes there's been, and I'm not diagnosing at all, but there, has been cases of either a tendon seizing up from that kind of stuff, or the nerve getting a bit irritated, all that kind of stuff. So that's where, when that kind of stuff happens, the first thing I do is look at, okay, is the surrounding muscles, so not the hurting part, but the surrounding muscles, are those tender and tight? Can we release them to help the shoulder move better, to get more blood flow there? The other thing to be doing with a sore shoulder is trying to do passive movements. So if actively moving your shoulder where the muscle has to work to move it,
Yeah.
if that hurts, that's called active range of motion. Then we want to do passive. So an example would be holding on, if you've got a little stick or a broom handle, something where, and I don't have one right around me either, but if you hold on to it and your good arm gently pushes that arm up, well, now that arm is moving in its range of motion without the muscles working. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just holding on to the broom handle and your other arm is pushing it up, and just go to the point where it feels tight and then back. And that starts to get that muscle working
This way? Because
without
that's
making it sore.
this way?
Nope, the other way. So yeah, the right arm pushes the sore left arm up.
Oh, okay.
Does that feel okay when you push it up?
Yeah, I can tell it's a bit sore, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell it's a bit sore, but way better than you lifting that arm on its own.
Yes, yes.
Good. So do that. Do 10 of those, Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll check back in with you. How's everyone else feeling?
Good.
Well,
Good.
well, Rick's gonna have to do the housework now. He's got used to the broom handle.
We'll get him back with the cloth against the wall and against the counter.